Good morning. I wanted to come to you all and speak about um, confusion. So, a lot of times, what we feel or experience to be confusion is not actually about us not knowing what to do. I find with a lot of the clients that I work with, confusion is actually a manifestation of their unwillingness to take action on the information that they actually do have. So, when you know what to do, when the knowledge is out there, when you've been told, when you've been given action steps or advice to follow, and you still feel confused, it's not because you don't actually know what to do. If you check in with yourself, you actually do know what to do. The problem is you're unwilling to do it, and you're trying to find a way around doing the thing that you don't want to do. So there are a couple of different ways that you can basically attack this so that you can get on the other side of whatever it is that you want to achieve and, kind of be through this bump in the road that you've hit where you can't get past, the confusion. So the first thing you can do first is identify what is it about the action steps that you have to take that you're resisting and why. If it is, around a fear of something bad happening, if you have some limiting beliefs around that, if it's just not your jam, then you can actually figure out, okay, is there any way to skip this step? Is there any way I can hire this step out? Is there another way to do this? If not, if it's like a necessary part of, you getting where you want to be, like say, you want to pass a class, but you are afraid to public speak. And part of the class is that you have to give a speech in front of the whole class. If you can't get out of it, then what you'll want to do is start focusing on how can you change your brain and your thought patterns to not be so afraid. How can you build up your confidence? How can you encourage yourself around becoming okay with the thing that you're afraid of? And in order to do that, you have to know why you're afraid or why you're apprehensive to do A, B, and C. And if the goal that you will achieve by doing this is something you really want and it's a necessary evil, you're going to have to change your mind around it. Another option is to just force yourself to do it anyway. This kind of ties into having discipline and just a willingness to do things that are uncomfortable regardless. People who have a really strong sense of self-discipline tend to do this really well. They can push themselves. They will, set their feelings aside. They will set aside what they feel like doing. That's where the phrase "do it afraid" comes from. That's for someone who knows how to hit override beyond their mental limitations, their physical limitations, and they just jump out there and do it. Or you can hire or work with someone who can help you overcome those blocks so that you have the motivation and the confidence to do what it is that you need to do. This is something that I did. So when it came to dating, I'm a love and dating coach. And when it came to dating, I really didn't know what to do. I had tried all of the DIY, I'd read all the books, done all the self-paced type of courses and things like that. And I still wasn't getting the results I wanted. So I was confused. I had read all of the how-tos and, text this to get his attention or use this technique on dating sites to meet men or whatever. And nothing was really working. And I noticed I was wasting time. And I did not want to continue to waste time. I didn't want years to keep going by. I'm getting older. My son's getting older. Life is happening. I'm making memories. But, I don't have this man or this life partner as part of those memories. So I was basically losing out on things that were important to me by not figuring this out expeditiously. So what I did was I hired an expert to kind of take the guesswork out of it, to fill in the knowledge gaps, if there were any, on the things that I didn't know or didn't know how to do or needed improved strategy on. But the main thing that a coach can offer you is that accountability and encouragement. So to think that you can just motivate yourself through everything is to put a lot of expectations on your own shoulders. We're not always able to do everything on our own. We do have a natural interdependence and need for each other. And if there's someone out there who has a gifting to encourage you in an area of your life that you want to grow and become better in, or they can mentor you, or they can basically show you an easier way than you figuring it out on your own, that's like a cheat code to life. That is a way that you can get where you want to be without bumping your own head and going through the natural ups and downs that most people who figure it out on their own go through. You can take the shortcut. Basically, you can go from A to Z with a laid out blueprint, and actually having someone similar to like what a personal trainer does, who helps motivate you to get it done, who shows you ways to navigate the challenges that you encounter on your way to doing it or while you're doing it, if resistance pops up or if you're struggling or having difficulty. And they really hold you accountable. You know, your results are their results. They're invested in your success. So they're going to hold you accountable, probably more so than you're holding yourself accountable. If you come to them and tell them, hey, I want to accomplish this goal, this is something that's important to me, you let them know your why, you let them know why it means so much to you and how important it is that you achieve this, then their job is to make sure that you're successful. Their job is to remind you why you're doing this at the times that you forget. Their job is to make sure that you stay on track and that you don't give yourself excuses and outs to give up or to continue to have limiting beliefs or think negative thoughts or self-sabotage. It's their job to call you out on those things with love, but to also help guide you back to what you're doing and why, and help kind of pave that road so that it's not quite as difficult as it would be if you were doing it on your own. So in conclusion, if you're someone that tends to struggle with confusion and you keep looking for how-tos and you keep reading books, you keep looking at articles, or just trying to put the puzzle pieces together on your own and it's not working that well, I would advise that you consider a couple of the steps I've mentioned. First, identify why it is you're resisting doing what you already know to do and haven't tried, or you're not following the steps as they're laid out. You're kind of, doing your own thing and then saying, oh, it's not working for me, but you're not following it to the T as it was taught to you or as you were advised to do. Or see, is this something that you need to do? Can you do it a different way? Can you employ a different strategy? Depending on what your goal is it something that you can hire out if it's just not your strength? That way you can kind of, overcome that hump and get closer to what it is you're trying to achieve without having to struggle through it. Or if none of that's an option and it's something you have to do, but you just can't bring yourself to do it, you're bumping up against fear that you're having a hard time overcoming, but it's an important goal to you, I would suggest working with a coach or a mentor, a guide, any one of those to help you get from point A to Z quickly and overcome that resistance, help rewire your brain and hold you accountable to achieving the goals that you're setting forth. Don't continue to waste time. Don't continue to spin your wheels and be confused. There's no reason to be confused. We live in an age of knowledge. There is so much available at your fingertips. Use what's available to you. Anything else that you need to know will be revealed. You can continue to pursue knowledge. You can continue to pursue learning and getting more information, but make sure that you are doing something with the information that you have and the things that you currently know. Because learning more when you're unwilling to take action is not going to help you. You need to be willing to take action on the information that you have. If you have any questions, or if you'd like me to expand on this topic further, feel free to leave a comment or send me a direct message, and I'd be happy to assist you with any questions you have, or if you want to know more about my relationship coaching and what I do and how I work with women to get the love that they desire and learn how to appreciate themselves, attract quality men that appreciate and love them, and kind of move past that resistance that a lot of us who are successful and self-sufficient bump into when we start trying to date and find life partners. So again, you can find me at XO Ashley Janae on Instagram and on Facebook, and check my link tree for links to my YouTube page, my free Facebook group, or to book a consult call with me. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye for now.